In our Point of View segment, SANJA SARANOVIC, Deputy Representative of UNICEF Malaysia, will join us to discuss UNICEF's perspective on Malaysia's Online Safety Act 2025. I'm Jason Wee. This is The World on Bernama TV. Malaysia's Online Safety Act 2025 marks a significant step in strengthening protections for children in the digital space. As Malaysia moves into the implementation phase, questions remain about how the law balances safety, children's rights, and digital access. Joining us to share UNICEF's perspective is SANJA SARANOVIC, Deputy Representative of UNICEF Malaysia. SANJA, thanks so much for joining us. Now, I want to start off with the fact that the Home Ministry has recently mentioned that there's been a spike in online child abuse, namely surrounding child sexual exploitation and child sexual abuse material, or CSAM. Based on UNICEF's work in Malaysia as well as globally, can you tell us a bit more about the biggest dangers children currently face online?
Hi, Jason. The biggest challenges that children face online is to keep them safe. In Malaysia, 1 in 4 children encounter sexual or disturbing contact online unexpectedly. 1 in 25 have experienced online sexual exploitation and abuse. So mean 1 in every classroom. There is no safe child-friendly reporting the mechanism, and for the time being, there is no removal of the harmful sexual content. So children are alone, often misunderstood and not supported. What do we need to do is to learn how, as a whole community, parents, school, industry, government, and regulations support the children to enjoy digital space, to thrive in the internet and not to be put off of the internet. Because if they are put off the internet, they might access some other less safe platforms where would be impossible to report if the harms occurs.
Well, you speak on regulation, and as we know, beginning this January, Malaysia has started enforcing the Online Safety Act. Among its many goals is to protect children online. From UNICEF's point of view, is Malaysia's new law in step with the international community? And how important is this law in preventing child harm, in your opinion?
Absolutely, there is a dialogue in Malaysia, and there is a strong desire to keep children safe offline and online. And we do engage with the government of Malaysia in all these efforts. Attempt to regulate digital space is a step forward. So we worked closely with the government, and we do work closely with the ministry in order to ensure that the new policies will be contextualized, but also implementation of the new policy will be in line with the child rights. Definitely, Malaysia is current, relevant in the global trends, and we do commend the efforts of Malaysia to keep child safe as one of the national priorities.
And SANJA, one of the main regulations that has been discussed is about age limits to social media. Now, there have been skepticism and criticism about whether these age limits are actually going to work. I want to ask, what, in your opinion, does a strong, child-friendly online safety system for Malaysia actually look like? And can we actually implement it, given that we have these implementation challenges, whether or not we can properly age-verify children, whether platforms are going to actually absorb these recommendations?
In UNICEF, we do believe that age limitation will not solve problems by itself. Children have a right to participate, and children have a right to information. We do think that internet, despite the risk, offer great opportunities in learning, in connecting with peers, especially those children who are often marginalized and feel isolated. how successful story in Malaysia would look like is to have all actors united together to ensure that children are safe online. So the one legislation, regardless how good or perfect it is, it's not enough to keep children safe online. It's about implementation, it's about educating children through the school, through communities, supporting the parents also to be digitally literate and help children to navigate internet space, but also responsibility of industries to design platforms safe, to ensure periodical review and risk assessment, age verification, but also to be able proactively to remove harmful content. And of course, regulation who will ensure that internet is safe space for children.
Now, Sonia, when we speak about, you mentioned about parents. Now, for the average parent, the threats a parent online can seem quite overwhelming. We've only touched the surface here, and some parents have personally chosen to ban their children altogether. Some want to ensure their children are still connected to the world. Some other parents, simply don't bother. With recent developments you've seen in Malaysia, what are the new roles that parents, caregivers, and sometimes even schools need to play to help children stay safe online?
The world has changed. The internet is posing, as I said, risk, but also opportunity. Parents, and I myself parent, and I have 2 teenage girls, we need to educate ourselves how to help children to navigate safely. We need to tell them about good stuff, safe navigation, but also potential risk. What do we need not to judge and further isolate children? We need to help them to voice their concern. Let's ask our children, because they are experts. They know if they feel safe on the internet or not. We need to listen their voice, and by default, all regulations and the laws should be based, among the others, on the opinion of children and based on respect on human rights and child rights.
Now, Sonia, as this law begins to take effect, what is UNICEF's message to the government, to tech companies, and to families about working together to protect children as a last note?
My message, UNICEF message to everyone, let's continue to work together. Last year, within the framework of ASEAN and leadership of Malaysia in ASEAN, we had amazing ICT forum that gathered more than 250 participants from different spheres and of Malaysia and the region. So the message is, let's continue the dialogue together. Let's monitor implementation in other countries. In the recent work, based on analysis of jurisdiction in the 6 areas in Australia, EU, India, Kazakhstan, UK, South Africa, UNICEF came up with a set of recommendations how to keep children safe online. So the several recommendations are: the business has responsibility to design platforms safe, and also based on respect of the children's rights. Government has obligation to regulate participation of everybody in the internet industry in terms of the content, age verifications, appropriate of the content, and the parents and community, we all have the role to play. So my message is, let's work on this together. There is no one fix to the problem. There are multiple solutions based on the context, and let's learn from each other, and let's responsibilize each of us to keep our children safe online and help them thriving using internet.
Sonia, thank you so much for your insights. I think all of us, the whole country, is looking forward to see how efforts to protect children online are going to evolve day by day. We hope to speak with you online again. Thank you so much, Sonia. We'll take a short breather and we'll return with global updates in just a bit. This is The World on Bernama TV.